The silent hangar. The USS Black Star rested deep inside Hangar 17, hidden beneath layers of steel and silence. It had not been touched in over 60 years, not because it was broken, but because it was too dangerous to use. The ship wasn't like others. It didn't just destroy fleets. It erased them from memory. Captain Ray stood at the edge of the viewing deck. His hand trembled slightly as he looked down at the black surface of the warship. There were no bright lights on the hull. No banners. Just pitch-black armor that seemed to absorb the very light around it. The Council just sent their final message, said Commander Leanne beside him. Her voice was flat, emotionless. They've surrounded our colony at Redline Prime. 13 fleets. Over 1 million lives at risk. Ray nodded. They are trying to end us quietly. No witnesses. He turned and walked toward the lift that led to the ship. Then let the galaxy remember. We'll send the Black Star. Outside the hangar, the military base buzzed with silent tension. Word spread fast. Mechanics whispered to each other in fear. Soldiers stopped in their tracks as the announcement played, Code Black activated. USS Black Star is being deployed. Some dropped their tools. Others crossed themselves or looked to the stars as if praying. Everyone knew the stories. Some believed them. Some thought they were exaggerations. But none had ever seen the ship in action. Not really. Because no battle involving the Black Star had survivors. Inside the ship, the core hummed with low, vibrating energy as the systems came online. Ray stepped into the bridge. It looked more like a command hive than a control room. The chairs were sunken into the floor. The screens didn't glow, they pulsed, like organs. The AI was already awake. Welcome back, Captain Ray, the voice said softly. It sounded like many voices speaking at once, layered in cold harmony. Target the enemy fleet around Redline Prime, Ray ordered. Plot a straight course. No warnings. No hails. Understood. Engagement route locked. All weapons online. Meanwhile, light years away, Admiral Dren of the Zalari Coalition smiled. Smugly aboard his flagship. He stood with arms behind his back, watching the trapped human colony on Redline Prime through the holoscreen. No more delays, he told his officers. Send the final demand to Earth. This ends today. But before his words were even transmitted, one of the officers turned pale. Admiral, he said shakily, we have a contact. Unknown warp signature approaching, very fast. It's massive. The screen flickered. Then it showed a shadow breaking through the edge of the system. A long, black warship that didn't reflect sunlight. It had no markings, no signals, no escorts. Just silence. Admiral Dren frowned. Identify it. The officer stared at his screen, horrified. Sir. I think it's the Black Star. Ray sat calmly in the captain's chair, eyes steady. Begin warm-up sequence, he said. Warm-up complete, the AI replied. Target lock established. Engaging in 3, 2. The stars outside blinked and the ship moved like a blade. Through space. Silent. Deadly. As the first pulse cannons charged, the enemy fleet didn't even have time to react. The USS Black Star shot forward like a shadow through the void. It didn't shake. It didn't hum. It glided. But behind it, space itself seemed to ripple, as if trying to get away. Captain Ray leaned back in his chair as the AI began targeting the closest enemy ships. How many ships in range? He asked calmly. 312 vessels. Captain. Their weapons are powering up, but they are still scanning. Ray narrowed his eyes. Let them scan. Let them see what's coming. Outside, the Zalari Coalition ships formed a wide arc around Redline Prime, their weapons aimed down toward the human colony. But suddenly, the arc broke, as a third of the fleet simply vanished in a wave of blue-white energy. The Black Star had fired. No warning. No sound. Just one massive energy beam that tore through space and metal alike. Entire enemy cruisers disintegrated before their captains could even react. Inside the Zalari command ship, Admiral Dren stood frozen. His face had gone pale. What? What was that? One of his officers stammered. The Black Star, Dren whispered. They actually woke it up, he turned quickly. Fall back. All ships, retreat now. Get away from it. But it was too late. The Black Star wasn't done. On the colony below, civilians looked up at the sky, expecting death. The air raid alarms had been ringing for hours. Some people hid underground. Others held hands, waiting for the end. Then they saw it. A long black shape sliced across the sky like a knife, silent and burning with faint light. Moments later, the enemy ships that had hovered above them began to explode one by one, like stars going out. A little boy pointed up from a rooftop. Mama, is that a human ship? His mother stared in shock. It is, she whispered. It's the Black Star. On board the warship, Commander Lian looked at the battlefield screen. We are reducing their numbers faster than they can even organize. We'll be through them in 5 minutes. Ray gave a slow nod. Keep pressing. Don't let a single one escape. Not today. Weapon cycle complete, the AI intoned. Targeting rear command line. The ship released another pulse. This time, it wasn't a beam, it was a swarm of shimmering blue darts, guided smart munitions that dodged, weaved, and tore through enemy ships like sharks in a blood sea. The Zalari rear line, 4 dreadnoughts and 2 flagships, were gone in seconds. Admiral Dren gritted his teeth. Launch everything. Now. Missiles, mines, distortion waves. I don't care what it costs, slow that thing down. Missiles shot out across the void. But every single one turned to dust meters before reaching the Black Star. Its defensive system, an energy field known only as the Veil, broke matter at the atomic level. Commander Lian watched with quiet awe. It's not a ship, Captain. It's a curse. Ray didn't answer. His eyes were locked on the screen. Captain, the AI said, enemy command vessel identified. Uploading target coordinates. Ray leaned forward. Fire everything. End it. A final barrage erupted from the Black Star, a mix of plasma bolts, dark matter shells, and gravity-piercing rounds. The Zalari command ship cracked in half like an egg. Its internal systems exploded outward in every direction. Admiral Dren didn't even have time to scream. The battlefield went silent. And no more enemy signals. No escape pods. Just quiet, floating wreckage. Ray stood up slowly. Is it over? Yes. Captain. All enemy ships destroyed. No survivors. Mission complete. Lian looked at him. What now? Ray turned to the window. Now we send a message. The Black Star has returned. And Earth never forgets. Asterisk. The battlefield near Redline Prime had turned quiet. Wreckage drifted like burnt paper in space. Fires still danced across the twisted remains of once powerful Zalari cruisers. Not a single enemy ship remained. Not even an escape signal was active inside. The USS Black Star, the lights dimmed slightly, returning to standby. The Aui's voice echoed in a calm tone, all hostiles eliminated. Victory complete. Captain Ray stood silently on the bridge, watching the aftermath on the central screen. The space around the colony had been turned into a graveyard of metal. But no human lives had been lost. We'll send a message, Ray said. Make it clear. Commander Lian nodded. She tapped into the ship's comm system and began to type the signal. Her voice was steady, each word chosen with care. This is Captain Ray of the USS Black Star. Redline Prime is secured. The Coalition forces are destroyed. Any future threat toward Earth or its colonies will be met with absolute force. There will be no second warnings. She sent it through every open channel. Civilian, military, even the neutral trade relays. Within seconds, the message started bouncing from system to system, far across the galaxy. Leaders in the Galactic Council heard the transmission. Ambassador Trev, a tall thin alien with green-tinted skin, stared at the screen. His 4 eyes blinked slowly. Impossible. The Black Star was only a rumor. Next to him, a trade diplomat from the Yulari clutched his datapad. The Zalari sent 13 fleets. And now they are gone. All of them. Another voice joined in, a calm but shaken admiral from the neutral systems. That ship was supposed To be locked away. Earth swore they'd never deploy it again. They didn't start this, Triv said quietly. They finished it. Whispers spread. Every planet with a military watched the footage. They saw one Terran ship cutting through. Fleets like they were made of paper. One ship. No support. No diplomacy. No mercy. The galaxy began to tremble, not just in fear of Earth, but in fear of what else they might be hiding. Back on Redline Prime, the people stepped out of shelters and bunkers. Children looked up at the sky, where only moments ago death had loomed. Now, they saw sunlight shining through broken clouds and a sleek, black ship slowly drifting above. A group of miners raised a flag, the Earth emblem stitched into it. Others cheered. Some cried. The colony had been saved not by a fleet, but by a legend. Inside the Black Star, Ray sat alone in the captain's ready room. His hand held an old photograph. It showed a crew, his old squad, from decades ago. Most of them were gone now. Commander Leanne entered quietly. They are calling it a massacre, she said. Ray didn't look up. It wasn't a massacre. It was a response. Leanne sat across from him. We've done what we had to. But the council will react. They always do. Ray finally set down the photo. Let them react. Let them know we still have the will to fight. There was silence between them. The air inside the Black Star always felt cold, like the ship itself didn't welcome people. It tolerated them. Because deep down, the Black Star was not built for peace. Meanwhile, on Earth, military command centers were flooded with incoming signals. One by one, neutral planets began to pull back their alliances with the Zalari coalition. Some even requested talks with Earth, offering trade and peace in exchange for protection. The effect was spreading fast, not through war, but through fear. No one wanted to be on the wrong side of a fleet that had the Black Star. A week later, deep in space, in an underground Zalari stronghold, a council of surviving Zalari officers gathered. They've unleashed their nightmare, one growled. They will pay, said another. But we must be smart. Next time, we don't face the Black Star head on. We tear Earth apart from within. Quietly. They began to plan, but far above them, the shadows shifted. A small drone from the Black Star had been listening. Watching. Recording. Back on the ship, the AI blinked. Captain. I have new information. The enemy is not finished. Ray stood up slowly. Then neither are we. Asterisk. Captain Ray stared at the screen as the AI played back the audio feed from the Zalari meeting. They will pay. We don't face the Black Star head on. We tear Earth apart from within. Quietly. Commander Leanne folded her arms. They won't stop. Even after losing everything. Ray nodded. That's what makes them dangerous. They'll use spies, assassins, bribes, anything to avoid facing us directly again. New coordinates locked, the AI reported. The Zalari hideout is located on a drifting rock in the Veiled Belt. Their remaining war leaders are there. Then we end them before they have a chance to move, Ray said. Power up the core. We hunt tonight. The Black Star didn't jump through space like ordinary ships. It tore through it. One moment it wasn't there, then it was. No trails. No heat. Just presence. The Veiled Belt was a dead zone in the galaxy. Full of floating ice, rock, and ancient debris from forgotten wars. Scanners barely worked here. Most ships avoided it entirely, but the Black Star thrived in darkness.in. The Zalari hideout, alarms suddenly blared. One of the commanders, short and armored in thick plating, slammed his fist onto a console. What is that signature? He barked. A tech officer answered, terrified. It doesn't match anything. No engine heat. No radiation. Just a mass. Heavy, cold mass. And it's right on top of us. The lead commander's red eyes narrowed. It's here. Outside, through the thick fog of drifting ice, the Black Star emerged, slow, silent, and monstrous. Its hull shimmered black-blue, reflecting nothing, absorbing all. Its cannons moved without sound, adjusting calmly, methodically. Inside the warship, Ray gave a single nod. Begin. The first blast was silent until the hideout exploded from the inside. The Black Star didn't target their defenses. It bypassed them. It struck their fusion reactors directly using a subspace needle round, a weapon most believed was a myth. Flames ripped through the asteroid, turning metal and stone into glowing ash. Escape pods launched, but each one was tracked and disabled. In seconds. Not with explosive force, but with cold precision, Commander Lian watched the process from her console. They planned to bring down Earth quietly. But now they'll vanish without even a whisper. Enemy command signature locked, the AI said. Requesting authorization to deploy Black Protocol. Ray stood. His voice was quiet, but firm. Granted. From deep within the Black Star's core, a hidden weapon came online. It wasn't large. It wasn't loud. It was simple and final. A black sphere was launched, barely the size of a drone. It latched onto the asteroid, cracked open, and folded space inward. The entire Zalari stronghold was pulled into itself, compressed into nothing. The screen on the bridge flashed once. Then showed only empty space. Objective complete. No survivors detected. Ray exhaled slowly. Let's head back. But as the Black Star turned, the AI paused. Wait, one signal remains. Ray froze. Where? Inside us. Lian looked up fast. We have a Zalari on board. A cloaked organic. Hidden near engine core. Likely a last effort. Sabotage or data theft. Ray's face hardened. Lock down the corridor. Send drones. Don't kill him. I want answers. In the engine section, red lights lit up the hallways as two defense drones hovered forward. The Zalari saboteur, tall, lean, and cloaked in shimmer tech, dashed through the pipes. He had a small device in his hand. Not a bomb. A data spike. He wasn't here to destroy the ship. He was here to steal what made it work. The drones cornered him near the coolant bay. But before they could strike, he activated a failsafe and shouted, I know your secrets now, human. You can't keep the Black Star hidden forever. The AI's voice filled the room. Incorrect. Secrets belong to the dead. A flash of light, then silence. The saboteur was gone. Back on the bridge, Lian turned to Ray. If he managed to transmit anything, Ray nodded. Then every major power is now going to try and copy what we've built. And if they do? He looked toward the stars, eyes cold. Then we show them why no one else should ever try. Asterisk. 3 weeks passed. Across the galaxy, rumors of the Black Star spread like fire. Some said it was an ancient god machine. Others claimed it was piloted by ghosts. But no matter the story, the fear was the same. Earth had awakened something unstoppable. The stolen data from the saboteur, though incomplete, had been enough. Several factions had already begun building their own versions of the Black Star. They didn't understand the technology. They didn't understand the ship's origin. But they wanted power, and they would risk everything to match Earth's strength. On a cold moon orbiting Gora 3, the Talari Union activated their prototype ship, Shade Fang. It was large, sharp-edged, and black as coal. It looked like the Black Star from a distance, but inside it was unstable. Built in a rush. Lacking the intelligence, balance, and control of the real thing, their scientists smiled proudly. It's ugly, but it works. But just hours after launch, the ship broke orbit and crashed back into the moon, its engines overloading. Hundreds died in the explosion. The message was clear, copying Earth's monster wasn't so easy. Back aboard the real Black Star, Captain Ray stood before the holo table. Red markers lit up all across the map. Commander Lian sighed. They are all trying to build one. The Talari failed. But the Vurak and Drell systems are still testing designs. Ray folded his arms. They think it's about weapons. Or size. Or stealth. But they don't get it. What is it really about then? Ray looked her in the eyes. It's not the ship. It's the will. The Black Star doesn't obey the weak. The AI chimed in, incoming distress signal. Civilian transport near the edge of neutral space. Being chased by another Black Star class signature. Ray raised an eyebrow. Another. Visual match, Vurak's prototype. Ship ID, Void Hammer. Lian frowned. They deployed it already. Against civilians. Ray turned away from the table. Plot course. Let's pay them a visit. Within an hour, the Black Star arrived at the edge of neutral space. The scene ahead was clear. A large Vurak warship, painted black and burning bright with plasma engines, loomed over a small civilian ship trying to run. The Vurak captain broadcasted loudly, "Surrender your cargo. This ship belongs to the new rulers of the stars. Earth had its moment. Now we command the darkness." Ray stepped onto the bridge and calmly opened comms. "This is Captain Ray of the USS Black Star. You are ordered to power down and leave the area immediately." The Vurak captain laughed. "You think we fear the myth? Your time is over." Ray didn't reply. He just gave a nod. "Weapon systems ready," the AI said. The Black Star fired a single pulse, a silent strike that bypassed the Vurak's shields entirely. The void hammer froze mid-space. Then, slowly, it cracked down the middle, glowing red from within. The explosion was clean, quiet, and complete. Leanne watched the debris spin. They built something deadly. But they forgot who wrote the rulebook. Back on Earth, the Council of Nations gathered in a private chamber deep underground. A woman in a dark suit stood before the room. "They've started building copies. The Vurak, the Drell, the Rithri, some will fail. Others may succeed. But make no mistake, this is the beginning of a new race." An older general leaned forward. "What's our move?" "Let them try," she said. "Let them build monsters. We've had the Black Star for 60 years. And we have 5 more like it, sleeping." That same night, somewhere beyond Pluto, hidden in a dark field of frozen metal, 5 ships sat still under thick coverings of armor and ice. They hummed faintly, each holding a silent power. Their names were etched in deep iron: Oblivion, Dreadveil, Iron Sky, Ghostwake, Midnight Spear. The frozen field beyond Pluto was silent. The 5 warships, Oblivion, Dreadveil, Iron Sky, Ghostwake, and Midnight Spear, sat beneath layers of black armor, covered by radiation-dampening fields and cloaked from all senses. They had been built long ago, in secret. Not because Earth wanted war, but because Earth remembered it. Now, the alarms inside their chambers blinked for the first time in decades, and Earth was done waiting. Back aboard the Black Star, Captain Ray stood in front of the central screen. A quiet alert pulsed on the bottom corner. "Signal received from Earth Command," the AI said. "Code, Orion Bloom." Ray's expression shifted. "That's the wake-up code," Leanne whispered. Ray gave a single nod. "Bring the others online." Quietly. Deep underground on Earth, inside a bunker known only as Facility 9, a team of operators watched the black monitors flicker to life. Each monitor showed one of the 5 dormant warships in deep orbit, their reactors slowly coming online. Each ship responded with one sentence: "Online. Standing by." The woman in charge, known only as Director Hale, gave a quiet command: "Prepare Operation Iron Shield. Deploy no later than 48 hours. If the galaxy wants to play with monsters, they'll meet the real ones." In a hidden lab across the galaxy, the Drell scientists stared at a fragment of stolen Black Star code. It was incomplete, corrupted, and unstable, but they still tried to use it. Their own version of the ship, called Emperor's Shadow, was scheduled to launch the next day. They had no idea Earth was already moving. They believed Earth had only one real warship. And they were wrong. On the edge of the Solaris expanse, the Black Star met with one of Earth's oldest cruisers, Saber Wind. A message had been sent, an offer to neutral systems. Captain Ray stepped into the command bay of Saber Wind, where a neutral envoy waited. The alien, small and owl-eyed, blinked nervously. "You want us to align with Earth now?" Ray nodded. "You saw what happened at Red Line. That wasn't about war. That was about warning. But now others are building their own Black Stars," the alien said, "and they'll lose control of them." Ray answered coldly. "We won't. Because our ships were never made to conquer. They were made to end conquest." The envoy swallowed hard. "Then, we'll side with Earth." Back on the Black Star, Leanne was watching the sensor logs. "Captain," she said slowly, "our long-range scans just picked up a massive power surge near Drell space. Bigger than anything they've shown before." Ray walked over. "Can we confirm?" "Unknown signature," the AI responded. "But its shape is familiar. It's trying to be one of us." Then we stop it before it becomes a real threat. Ray said. How long until we reach it? 7 hours. Unless you want to take a direct jump. Ray looked at Leanne. She already knew the answer. Prep the jump, she said. And alert the others. The black star blinked out of space with a faint flicker, and in the darkness beyond, the other 5 warships began to move. Oblivion shifted from the ice, its engines glowing faint blue. Iron sky cracked through ancient rock like a sleeping beast. Waking from a dream. Midnight Spear hummed with low thunder as it turned toward the stars. They moved without orders, because like the Black Star, they were more than machines, they were guardians. Far away, inside the Drell shipyard, the Emperor's shadow began to rise. The scientists cheered. It works. We have our own Black Star. No more fear. But they didn't notice the flaw, a small line of corrupted code. The weapon controls looped into the shield systems. The AI began misreading friend from foe when the ship's reactor hit full charge. It turned its guns inward. The last thing the Drell scientists heard was their own ship powering up, then screaming, then silence. Hours later, the Black Star arrived. But there was nothing left to fight. Leanne looked at the smoking debris. They never understood what they were building. Ray stared quietly. Let that be the galaxy's lesson. Incoming signals, the AI said. All 5 of Earth's warships are active. Standing by. Ray didn't smile. He just nodded. Send a final message to the galaxy. The words appeared on every screen, every terminal, every channel from rim to core. Earth will not conquer. Earth will not run. But if war comes again, the fleet is awake. Asterisk Earth wasn't alone anymore, and the galaxy had no idea. Asterisk. The message from Earth echoed across every system. Earth will not conquer. Earth will not run. But if war comes again, the fleet is awake. For the first time in generations, no one replied. Not the Zalari remnants. Not the Drell survivors. Not even the bold pirate empires on the outer rings. Every screen dimmed in silence. Every fleet paused their movements. Every council chamber grew cold, because now they all knew the truth. Earth had not built one monster. They had built 6. The Black Star, Oblivion, Iron Sky, Ghost Wake, Dread Veil, and Midnight Spear, each one a different beast, with different weapons. And minds that were both machine and memory, and they were all awake. Back on Earth, inside the War Control Center, Director Hale stood before a massive screen showing the galaxy map. Red zones had turned gray. Enemy movements had slowed to almost nothing. Her aide warped in. So, what's the plan now? Strike first. She shook her head. No. That's not who we are. We do not strike first. We wait. We watch. And if they dare try again, she glanced toward the screen where 6 ship icons pulsed like heartbeats, then we send reminders. Aboard the Black Star, Captain Ray stood with Commander Leanne on the observation deck. Through the glass, the stars were quiet. Leanne spoke first. They are scared now. Even the ones who used to mock Earth are falling silent. They are not just scared of the ships, Ray said softly. They are scared of what Earth proved. That humans don't forget. Ray nodded. That when we fight, we don't need numbers. We don't need armies. We only need resolve. Leanne looked out at the stars. You think this peace will last? No, Ray answered honestly. But it'll last long enough for the next fool to think we've grown soft. For across the galaxy, in an asteroid field on the edge of the dark zone, a small alien ship floated dead in space. Its crew, scavengers, had come looking for wreckage. Something useful to sell. Instead, they found a black shape floating quietly nearby. It wasn't attacking. It wasn't moving. It was just watching. One of the crew whispered, "Is that one of the 6? No one answered. They turned their ship around and left without a word. In the solar core of the Kithari Empire, Emperor Solan sat with his advisors. A report had just come in. Their plan to develop a copy of Earth's warship had failed. 3 top scientists had gone missing. Some believed Earth's AI systems had interfered. He slammed the report on the table. Fine. If Earth wants silence, they'll have it. No more experiments. No more messages. We let the humans sleep. But deep in his mind, he feared something more than war. He feared waking them up again. In the dark of space, each warship found its place, Ghostwake drifted near. Ancient ruins in the forgotten belt, still and unseen. Iron sky cloaked itself above a gas giant, scanning silently. Dreadveil orbited no star, its only company was time itself. Midnight Spear lingered at the far edge of known space, guarding the galaxy's last outpost. Oblivion sank into the dark between galaxies, hiding in the void and the black star. It returned to Earth. Not to be stored away, but to rest, above the planet it was born to protect. Captain Ray stepped off the bridge for the last time. He looked back only once, as the ship dimmed and powered down. Not in sleep, but in patience, Leanne joined him. You think the galaxy learned its lesson? Ray gave a small smile. Maybe. But if they didn't, they'll remember next time. Above Earth, the 6 ships now formed a silent wall, never parading, never shouting. They did not glow like beacons, they whispered like ghosts, and the galaxy, once loud and proud, chose silence, because some power is too great to challenge. Because some peace is only earned through fire. And because every species, no matter how bold, remembers this simple truth: the Black Star was unleashed once and nothing survived. Asterisk.